Hi everybody, this is Laura
and Arnie
with Crazy Cool Cakes. Today we're going to be teaching you how to make this
Whoa, he's getting antsy. We better get started.
First thing we're going to make are the goggles. For this we're going to roll out a good amount of light gray gum paste so that it's nice and thick, about a half an inch. We're going to cut out our first goggle using our 2 3/4 inch circle cutter. And for the inner circle we're going to use our 1 3/4 inch circle cutter. We'll be needing 2 of these, of course, so here's our second one. We're using our straight blade to cut off just a little bit off of each circle, that way they fit together perfectly. Minion goggles in the making. Now we just need to stick them together by adding a little bit of edible glue. To start creating the eyes, we're going to roll out some white gum paste about 1/8 of an inch in thickness, and we're going to cut out 2 circles. And here we're using a 2 1/2 inch circle cutter. Let's see how they look so far. Pretty good. To make the little strap holders on the side of the goggles, you're just going to roll out 2 little balls of gum paste into long little capsule shapes. Then you simply glue them to the sides of the goggles. Tap, tap, tap them down. Use your straight edge to make a little indentation in the center of each strap holder. To make the little rivets that go on the goggles, we're going to roll out a little bit of gray gum paste, and we're going to cut little circles using a number 10 tip. And we're doing this through some plastic wrap so that they have a little bubble effect. You're going to need a total of 12 of these. Add a tiny bit of glue to the back of each rivet and just make sure you space them out evenly. You're going to place 3 on top and 3 on the bottom of each goggle. Just like that. Now we're going to make the cute little eyelids. So for this you're going to roll out some yellow gum paste, and you're going to use your 1 3/4 inch circle cutter to cut out 2 circles. Using our 2 1/2 inch circle cutter, we're going to cut off 2 little crescent shapes off of each circle. These will be the lids. We're going to use our wheel tool to add a cute little wrinkle on each lid. So just carefully make a little tiny indentation right in the center of each little lid. Now we can glue the eyelids onto the white eyes. So for this, just add a very little amount of glue, and you're going to place one at the bottom and one at the top of each white circle. Make sure that the yellow lids are flush up against the goggles. The goggles aren't glued yet, they're simply placed on top. For his brown eyes, we're going to cut out 2 circles that are 1/2 inch wide. We're using a bubble effect for this as well. Last but not least, we're going to give him some cute little black pupils, and for this we're going to use a number 11 tip. Let's put it all together now. Add a little bit of glue to the center of the brown eye and then place a little pupil on top. And then you're going to add a little bit of glue to the back of the brown eye and place it right in the center. That's looking cute already. Remember, our goggles aren't glued yet. Before we do that, we're going to dust them a beautiful metallic silver. For this, we're using our favorite silver highlighter dust, and we're going to coat the goggles completely. After doing this, add a little bit of edible glue to the outer edges of the white circles. Then just carefully place the goggles on top of the eyes. Give them a good little press to make sure they're nice and stuck. Oh man, your favorite tool, baby.
You know that's right. There ain't no other way to do it. Just look at that shine.
Now we're going to make the Minion's mouth. We got this color by coloring our gum paste beige and then adding a tiny bit of red to it. As you can see, we've printed out a picture of the Minion mouth, and my husband's placed it on top of the gum paste and poked little tiny holes all along the edge. Here he's using a straight blade to cut out the majority of the mouth following the little holes that he poked, and at the top he's going to use a tiny little blade. The top of the mouth is kind of irregular shaped. Use your flat end to smooth out any pointy edges. Perfect. Now we're going to use our favorite non-toxic chalks to shade the inside of the mouth. These chalks should only be used on decorations that will not be eaten, like these. If you know your decorations will be eaten, be sure to use edible dust. We love these chalks because of the vibrant colors. For the teeth, we're going to roll out some white gum paste nice and thin, and we're going to cut out a little piece for each tooth. Just like we did the mouth, he's going to trace out every single little tooth by poking little tiny holes in it. This does take quite a bit of patience, but if you want your Minion mouth to look exactly like a Minion mouth, this is the way to do it. Use a small blade to cut out each little tooth. Don't worry, we're not going to show him making every single little tooth, but as you are making them, make sure that you're organizing them so you don't lose track of which go where. To add the teeth, just add a little bit of glue to the back of each one, and just do your best to place them on the mouth to look as much as possible like your picture. That looks so cute. Now we're just going to dust the teeth to give them the shadow effect you see in the picture. We're using the same black chalk as before. Pretty good. Last but not least, we're going to make little individual Minion hairs. So for this, you're just going to take a small ball of black gum paste and you're going to roll it into a pointy worm. Flatten the end and then you're going to twist a toothpick in it. When you set them down to dry, make some straight and some arched. We're going to need a total of 16, but you can make as many as you'd like. Here's everything we've made. Now let's prepare our cake. I've made an 8-inch cake here and I'm simply going to cover it in a beautiful lemon yellow colored fondant. Now I'm going to add my cake to a beautiful board that fits the theme. Be sure to add your dowel where it won't be seen. Here are our beautiful Minion goggles, and to add them, I'm just going to add a little bit of royal icing to the back of each eye and carefully set them down in the upper half of my cake. There's this cute little mouth, and I'm just going to add a little bit of royal icing to the back of it and put it in the perfect spot. Cute. Now I'm going to measure the distance from the strap holder to the base of my cake. To create the goggle straps, I'm going to roll out a long, thick worm of black gum paste. Then I'm going to roll it out to a little less than 1/4 inch in thickness. Next, I'm going to use my ruler and my straight blade to cut out my strap a little bit longer than what I need it to be. The strap holder on my goggles is 1 inch wide, so that's how wide I'm going to make my strap. Lastly, I'm going to use the pointier end of my veining tool to score a line right through the center of the entire strap. Keep your straps in plastic so they don't dry out on you. I'm placing the strap on the cake, and with my blade I'm going to make a little mark and cut off what I don't need. Add a little bit of water to the back and just put it into place. Nice and flush. Here's the second strap that I made. Our Minion is finally ready for his hair. Gently push each toothpick into the cake. Be very careful that you don't break them. My Minion's hair is going to be parted right down the center, so as you can see, as I'm placing them on the cake, I'm making sure that they're pointing in opposite directions depending on what side of the head they're on. Our Minion only happens to have 16 hairs, but remember, you can make as many as you'd like. There's also many other different hairstyles you can create. Almost done. Now I'm just going to check it out from the top and make sure everything looks good. That was a lot of fun to make, wasn't it, sweetie?
It sure was.
We hope you enjoyed this tutorial, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Take care, everybody.
We have lots of other fun and creative tutorials for you to check out. If you'd like to learn how to make some adorable cactus cake toppers, click on the video on the left. If you'd like to learn how to make a beautiful 3D pumpkin cake, click on the video on the right. We'd like to invite you to visit our online shops, and we would love it if you could follow us on our social media. You can find all the links underneath our video, but more importantly, don't forget to subscribe.